How's it going, guys? It's Kirk from LaneFlix Media. I wanted to talk a little bit about the movie Moon today, from 2009, directed by Duncan Jones, starring Sam Rockwell. Moon is a film I bonded with my brother over a lot, actually. I watched it, I don't remember how long ago. I just heard it was a cool little sci-fi movie, and that was about it. So I watched it. It was like finding a new favorite food or finding a new favorite song, because I absolutely loved it from the first time I saw it. So I instantly showed my brother. He's kind of a sci-fi nut like me. He likes Alien, he likes Blade Runner, that kind of stuff. So I was like, this is a really cool modern sci-fi movie. We checked it out, and yeah, just every little bit of it, the practical stuff, the low budget feel, that it still felt like a real movie, but you could tell that they were using every bit of everything they had. They're getting all the square footage they could. They were building practical sets. There wasn't, like, the effects that were there, you could tell were practical. There were little, like, miniatures and stuff like that. And the biggest shock to me was the acting. Sam Rockwell absolutely just crushes it in Moon. And without giving anything away, he really sells a twist that really elevates it from being just, you know, a cool sci-fi movie to a modern classic, in my opinion. I love Moon. I think it's fantastic. I'm actually about to rewatch it, and I'm going to come back and give you a fresh take. So, be right back. So as I was saying, it's a movie, I just finished watching it. So as I was saying, this is a movie I've watched a lot. I can't tell you how many times I've seen it, but I love it every time I watch it, and I love it for different reasons every time that I've seen it. This time around, it was really the performance is what I noticed between the two Sam Rockwells. I was watching, the first time I was watching it today, I watched it with the commentary with the director, Duncan Jones, and they were talking about how extraordinary it was that he could act to essentially just a voice and, like, the prop of Gertie, and that was all he acted with. He didn't act with another actor there. He didn't have other actors to kind of, like, play off of. It was just him and the Gertie prop, and then, you know, a producer or someone off camera giving him lines. And yeah, another thing I wanted to touch on was the visual effects of the film are stupendous, and not just in the way that they look. You know, they look okay nowadays, that they're a little bit dated now, that it's been, you know, about 12 years since it was released. As far as the effect of pulling off that there are two Sam Rockwells there in the film acting together, that's completely sold to me. It's amazing. You believe it every second of it, and the interaction is what's really unbelievable, because it's him obviously shooting at two different points in time, but having one conversation and not really edited, like he was acting in real time with himself. So I believe they played back the audio of his dialogue so he could kind of hear it, but again, no other actor. It was just him talking back and forth, you know, with himself. So at one point they play ping pong, the two Sam Rockwells, and the older Sam Rockwell is showing, I guess he's called Sam 1. In the movie he's called Sam 6. In the commentary, Duncan Jones calls him Sam 1 just for brevity or whatever. But he basically is explaining to the younger Sam 2, I think they call him, on how to play ping pong and how to kind of relax and just enjoy it. And that's kind of the point of ping pong. It's amazing because there's two Sam Rockwells playing ping pong back and forth. The one gets upset, throws his racket over the net, and walks around the table to grab it, and then kind of reaches over the table to grab his racket back, and then goes back over. And then this Sam over here comes around and fixes the net. So there's all kinds of crossing over and all that good stuff to sell the effect, and they really do it. to me. I thought it was amazing. So yeah, there's a lot of moments of, I don't want to say double entendre, but maybe even triple or quadruple entendre. I don't know if that's technically correct, but there's a part where Sam Rockwell asks Gertie about why he didn't report the accident he had to base on Earth, you know, Lunar Corp or whatever they're called. Gertie says, "I'm here to keep you safe, Sam." And kind of in a weird, like, just in a very sanitized way, how Kevin Spacey did the voice. I think the first time you watch it, you kind of get the sense of like, okay, creepy 2001 HAL type AI robot. But you know by the end of the movie that Gertie was telling the truth, and Gertie really was trying to keep that Sam safe. He was trying to keep him from getting killed and disposed of, just like all the other clones. So overall, Moon is really, really great. It's a really good performance, really effective editing and filmmaking. The effects are used only to sell the story, and by the end of the movie, I don't want to give all the spoilers away, but by the end of the movie, you really are just like totally baffled by what happens. It's interesting too, so after this movie came out, Duncan Jones made a couple movies, and then he came back for Netflix and made another sci-fi film called Mute, and it, I guess, is in the same universe as Moon, because in Mute they reference Sam or Mr. Bell or something like that was on the moon and blah blah blah. So it's, I guess he has a little like sci-fi hipster universe of movies, which is cool. I love his movie. I like Source Code. I like this. I like Warcraft. I thought Warcraft was fun. It was entertaining. I think that's all I've seen from him. And I've watched a lot of interviews with Duncan Jones. He's an interesting guy. So he's a very talented filmmaker, and I think it's really cool. But I also wanted to save it for last, because I'm sure this is what people say the most first. I wanted to kind of give you who he was first, but in reality, he's actually David Bowie's son. And I don't know if a lot of people know that, but you shouldn't know that until you know who he really is, to me, because I don't think I think he is enough of his own person. He doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm David Bowie's son and blah blah. Like, he doesn't too. He doesn't like make that a big deal. He doesn't really talk about it. So I admire him for that, and I think it's cool. He wants to be his own person. He wants to build his notoriety on his filmmaking and his storytelling. So, but yeah, other than that, please go watch Moon. It's awesome. It's a really fantastic movie. I don't know where you can stream it, to be honest, right now. I bought it on Blu-ray, I don't know how many years ago, but I've watched it countless times. It's one of those movies that you'll get new enjoyment every time you watch it, and you'll never run out of times you can watch it. So Sam Rockwell is amazing. I always saw him as a side character, but he's obviously the main in this, and he's really great. Check out Moon, and let me know what you think. Thanks, have a great day.